Okay, so sad news for all of us here in the Philippines. So, to all friends, family, and every person affected in the recent earthquake in Davao, those who lost their livelihood, their homes, and most especially their lives, we hope that you come back on your feet stronger, more resilient, and we can only hope and pray for the best. So, as we all know, the magnitude 7.8 earthquake that struck Davao yesterday was one of the strongest our country has experienced in the most recent years. While rescue teams and relief operations are in place being mobilized, marami pa rin sa mga kababayan natin are, scared and they remain outside their buildings, unsure whether it's already safe to go inside their workplaces, their homes, their residences. So kung kasama ka sa mga affected, unang-una sa lahat, take care of yourself, take care of your families because yung property natin, personal, real properties, lahat naman yan maayos, pwedeng mapalitan. Pero yung buhay natin, our families, we only have one life, we only have this life to live and protect. So when everything's all done and settled, pagkatapos ng lahat ng mga relief operations, rescue missions, there will still be lingering questions in our heads. And these are the same questions na tanong sa akin ng mga family members, friends, agents, clients, and unit owners simula nung narinig nila yung balita about the earthquake. So Ralph, sino yung magbabayad ng mga damages, especially dun sa exterior parts of the building, like yung building facade, yung mga lobby, yung elevators, basically everything that's outside my unit. So kung yun din yung tanong mo, this video is for you. Lagi nating naririnig yung the big one, and when the news broke out yesterday, it also got me into thinking because I am a condominium unit owner myself. And here's the truth, many, including those who have owned condos for years, do not really know the specific answers or the questions that they should be asking. Especially when most of us hindi naman tayo ganun ka-active sa homeowners association, sa community natin. And yet, this is the most important thing that you should be understanding before you buy a condominium unit. Or if you already own one. So let's use Republic Act 4726, otherwise known as the Condominium Act of the Philippines, as our reference for today. First, we need to establish something really important. If you own a condominium unit, your ownership generally ends within the boundaries of your unit. So under Section 6 of the Condominium Act, the boundaries of a unit are defined by the surfaces of its interior walls, the floors, the ceilings. So that means yung facade ng building, it's not yours. Yung lobby, hindi rin sa'yo yun. Yung hallway sa labas ng pinto mo, hindi sa'yo yun. Most importantly, the structural components of the building like the columns, the foundations, like the roof deck, hindi rin sa'yo yun. So anong tawag doon? Those are called common areas, and common areas are collectively owned by all unit owners in proportion to their ownership interest. So the moment na lumabas ka sa pinto mo, that's already a common area. And whose responsibility is the common area? It's everyone's responsibility, not just one unit owner, everyone. Kaya nga it's a common rule, no pun intended, that your bikes or shoes, shoe racks, your umbrellas are not allowed to be left outside your unit or your doorstep. So Ralph, sino nag-organize nung mga repairs kapag nangyari yung earthquake or mga calamities like this? That is the responsibility of your condominium corporation. Under Section 9 of the Condominium Act, the management body has the authority to, number one, maintain insurance policies covering earthquake, covering fire, casualty, and other risks, including earthquake-related damages. Second, they can organize the reconstruction of any damaged portion of the building. And third, they have the power to engage engineers, contractors, and other technical experts to assess and repair the common areas. So kung ikaw, condo unit owner ka, I think you should be asking your property manager if you already have a building insurance and if there is, enough ba yun to cover the damages. And you know what? This is where things can become frustrating at times. Kasi maraming condominium corporations, they carry insurances for the building, but most of it are underinsured. So anong ibig sabihin nun? That means if you have an insurance, it cannot fully cover the damages and the repairs. So paano yun, Ralph? So when that happens, there is one concept that you as a unit owner must also understand. Under Section 9D of the Condominium Act, the condominium corporation may impose what's called a special assessment on all unit owners. Special assessment. What is a special assessment? Anong special doon? Basically, this is an additional charge separate from your monthly association dues that is intended to fund the expenses not covered by the building's insurance. So, ang hirap maging property owner, no? Kung naka-loan ka, meron ka ng monthly amortization, meron ka pang association dues, then in some instance, pwedeng magkaroon pa ng special assessment cost. And there are 3 things that you should know about special assessments. Number 1, the amount is generally proportional to your ownership interests in the common areas. In simple terms, kung mas marami kang unit in a single building, mas malaki yung property mo, like a 3-bedroom, then you will generally have a bigger share of the cost. Swerte mo kung studio unit owner ka kasi mas maliit yung sayo. Number 2, under Section 20, unpaid assessments may become a lien on the property's title and may be recorded in the Registry of Deeds. Anong ibig sabihin nun? When you or someone checks the property's title, naka-record doon na meron kang unpaid obligations with the building management. And if you're a buyer of the property, these are things that you have to check kasi pag binili mo yung property, you may cover all of those unpaid costs with the building management later on. And third, if those assessments remain unpaid, the condominium corporations may have the right to foreclose that lien, similar to a mortgage foreclosure. So yung advice ko sa'yo, if you're a condo unit owner, do not ignore all of these special assessment notices. Pansinin mo, basahin mo, and if you disagree with the amounts, you raise your concerns, attend meetings, be more proactive in your community, in your building. You vote for the right board members, you participate, you don't simply disregard. Pero real talk, no? Ang hirap maging condo unit owner. Kasi paano nga kung pinamana lang sa'yo or binigay lang yung property sa'yo, tapos wala ka namang enough finances or funds to cover all of those extra but necessary expenses. So Ralph, nakita natin may mga buildings na gumuho na talaga. So obviously, hindi na siya pwedeng ipagawa or i-retrofit. So anong gagawin natin? So under Section 8 of the Condominium Act, the condominium project may be partitioned, be sold, or terminated if half or more of the unit becomes uninhabitable or 30% or more of the unit owners oppose reconstruction. Additionally, if the building has not been rebuilt within the 3 years after the damage occurred, then any unit owner may initiate proceedings for the partition. But take note, this does not happen automatically because court proceedings and court action shall still be required. But at least now we know that legal remedies like this already exist. So okay, so natapos na natin, na-cover na natin yung law and everything that we have to know when these things happen. So if you currently own a condo unit, whether you're in Luzon, Visayas, or Mindanao, here are 5 things that you should do today. Number 1, contact your property manager and ask what does it cover. Number 2, ask for a copy of the Declaration of Restrictions because this document outlines the general rules of your condo, including assessment procedures and also ownership obligations. Number 3, make sure you have a separate insurance for the interior of your unit. Bakit? Kasi it's possible that the insurance of the building may not cover the damages inside your unit. Number 4, be proactive and attend Condo Corp meetings because this is where general informations happen. Dito nangyayari yung mga decisions. And if you're missing out on these things, you're most likely missing on important information and actions of the building management. Because malay mo, the decisions of the board pala is already affecting your unit or your property. And number 5, if you have serious concerns about your building structural integrity, you have to consult a licensed and professional engineer or a professional real estate lawyer. Not a broker, not me. Let's be clear about that. So to end, I want to say this. The earthquake in Davao, it reminded us of something really important. A property is not just an investment. It's a home, it's security, it's a part of your family's future. And as a real estate broker, that's what I ultimately help my clients protect. It's not just about purchasing the right unit, but also understanding the rights and their responsibilities after they purchase the right unit. So if you found this video helpful, please share this with fellow condo unit owners because who knows, these are exactly the answers that they're looking for right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your questions in the comment section below. Again, my name is Ralph and this is The Shortlist.